Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh. Hallelujah, Yahweh God. What's going on, Israel? It's on my spirit to do this one, man. And I just been thinking, been looking, been reading, and I want to go ahead and say this first to the confusion of face, to the nations, to everybody who's cleaving to Israel. I don't want you to be offended by this. Like I said, this lesson is for edification. So, and it's titled Leprosy, and I believe the Most High revealed this to me, and Shalom, bro. I believe the Most High revealed this to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this. So, what we gonna go? We're gonna get some scriptures. We're gonna get some visual to look at this, and what we're gonna go is Leviticus 13. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be working out of two texts. I'm gonna be working out of the Stones and the KJV. We go to Leviticus 13. Should look at verse number 12. It says, if the tzaros will erupt on the skin, and the tzaros will cover the entire skin of the tzaros from head to his feet, wherever the eyes of the Kohen can see. Then let's look at verse number 18. If the flesh will have an inflammation on its skin, and it will have healed, verse 19, and on the place of the inflammation there will be white sais, or white bahars, streaketh with red, it shall be shown to the Kohen. The Kohen shall look, and behold, if the appearance is lower than the skin and the hairs turn white, the Kohen shall declare him contaminated. It is the Tazar's affliction that erupted on the inflammation. So let's continue on. Let's look at another verse. We'll look at verse number 24. It says, if a person will have burn from the fire of his skin, and on the healed skin of the burn, it is white bahars, but that is streaked with red or is all white. The Kohen shall take a look, and behold, the hair has turned white, and the bars has appeared, as it is deeper than the skin. It is Tazars that erupted on the burn. The Kohen shall declare him contaminated. It is Tazar's affliction, and the Kohen looks looks at it, and behold. We'll look at verse number 38. If a man or woman has spots on the skin or on their flesh, white spots, the Kohen shall look, and behold, of the skin of the flesh is dim or white spots, it is bohak, and it has erupted, and the skin is pure. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now, that's the first getting that out of the stones. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I want to show y'all some pictures. I believe I understand. I believe the Most High showed me how we truly identify leprosy, because we have been originally taught that leprosy just means you turn white or you turn light. But I think it's bigger than that. And it's been right here in Leviticus 13 and 14 the whole time. And let's just be honest, Israel. Israel, let's be honest. We tend to avoid those two chapters. We tend not to really look at them in depth, you know. But I'm gonna get this from the KJV now. And I want y'all just to keep these scriptures in mind. It's gonna become important in a minute. So let's look at verse number 6. And this is Leviticus 13, verse number 6. And the priest shall look on him, and again the seventh day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague is spread out not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean, is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. All right, and let's look at Salakia. Salakia. Okay, let's look at verse number 12. And it says, and if the leprosy break out abroad the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him, he hath the plague from head even the foot, whosoever the priest looketh. Verse 18, the flesh also, that which even the skin therefore was a boil, and is healed. All right, verse 19, and the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, or white somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. All right. Verse number 20. And if when the priest seeth, behold, it is in the sight lower than the skin, and the hair therefore be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and the plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. All right, y'all. And then let's look at verses 24. Or if there be any flesh in the skin, whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white. Okay, 24 is a key. Now, that's something very important about 24. And then let's look at number 38. If a man also or a woman have the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots. So I want to think about something. When you look at verse number 24, it actually, that's the alley-oop. Let's just call it like it is. That's the alley-oop to tell you what this is talking about. See, this is the secret of leprosy, y'all. The secret of leprosy, when you look at 24, it says, if there be any flesh of the skin wherever it's hot or burning. Now you got to think, wait. Yahweh is fair. So Yahweh's not saying if you go stick your arm in a fire and you burn off your skin, you got a white spot, you contaminated. That's not what it's saying. It's now look at the stones. If a person have burned from fire, here's the key, y'all. I want you to look. Now I want y'all to see this. And this is the secret to. I want y'all to see. You see that? That's a sunburn albino. That's the key to Leviticus 13. It's the sunlight. See, Dave told you that this is called sunburn. This is not sunburn. This is leprosy. You don't believe that? Watch. Let's read again. Let's read again. Verse number 6. Leviticus 13:6, and I'm in the KJV. And if the priest shall look on him again on the seventh day, behold, the plague is somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. But the scab, you see that? Wait. You see that? Verse number 6. And if the priest shall look on him, and again the seventh day, behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not to the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean, but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. You see that, y'all? That's telling you. Leprosy was from sunburn. They didn't call it sunburn back then. They called it leprosy. Watch. Just watch. Stay in Leviticus 13. Look at verse number 12. If the tazars will erupt on the skin. You see that? Erupt on the skin. Because think about it. In order to have an eruption on your skin, you got to have some kind of bump. So you see that? They didn't call it sunburn. They called it leprosy. And you've been tricked with the word sunburn. And I want to be fair to everybody. So it's not just, see that? That's a so-called Jake. But if you look, he's sunburned. He has yellow hair. This is a leper. But leprosy is not just being light. It's the effect of what the sun does to you when you get sunburned. You don't believe? Let's keep reading. Verse number 18. Verse number 18. Look at this. Where it go? There it go. Verse number 18. It says, the flesh also of which even the skin therefore was a boil and is healed. So the Leviticus lets you know leprosy comes with boils, scabs, and burns. Where else can you find that on the leprous person? You won't find that until they get sunburn. Sunburn is the key to Leviticus 13 because you can't see these effects until sunburn occurs. Let's look at verse number 20. And if the priest see it, behold, it be in the sight lower than the skin, and of the hair therefore turn white, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy, broken out of the boil. Leprosy, the scabs, the burning, the redness, the skin peeling. Like I said, you've been taught it's called sunburn, but that Torah calls that leprosy. Maybe that's the hidden secret about leprosy, because we've never been looking at it through the eyes of what we call sunburn. And I'm going to call them scriptures off again. It's going to be Leviticus 13, 12 and 13, 18, 19, 20, verse 6, verse 7. That's going to be verse 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And that's going to be verse 24, 25, and 26. That's the key. And if anybody wants to go a little bit deeper, there's a gene. The gene that's responsible for making person lighter is called SLC24A5. You can read it right there. SLC24A5 gene is derived from pheromone ALA111THR, allele RS1426654, bracket 7. It says has been shown to be a major factor in the light skin tone of Europeans compared to sub-Saharan Africans. It is believed to represent much of the 25 to 40% of the average skin tone difference between Europeans and West Africans. It has it has been the subject of recent selection in Europe and is fixed on European population. So you see that Leviticus 13, when it's telling you leprosy, in order to understand leprosy, you got to start thinking about sunburn. Because sunburn is the perfect description of what is called leprosy. Leprosy ain't just turning light, it's turning light with these effects. Let me get that again. Leviticus 18, if the flesh also in which, if the skin therefore was a boil. Think about it. Let's look at verse number 12. And the stones, if the tazars will erupt on the skin, and the tazars will cover the entire. So think about it. Like I said, you got skin. Your skin don't just erupt on its own. You got to have a bump on your skin, and a bump will erupt in some cases. This is the key to understanding Leviticus 13. It's sunburn. No matter if it's sunburn on an albino or sunburn on a so-called white person. And let's just do this now. I want y'all to look real carefully. This is an albino, right? Now, when you look at this albino, you can look in the background. That's white. He is not white. Look carefully. He could pass for a white boy if you just gave him straight hair, but look in the background. A so-called white boy. That's white. He's bisque, pink. So I'm going to go through that again. What I want the brothers to do, take a quick read through Leviticus 13, about the first 30 verses, and pull up pictures of sunburn. And you tell me that's not leprosy. You've been taught it's called sunburn, but we know now that is how you identify leprosy. Con. Well, with that, I'm going to close this on now. I hope this was edifying for anybody who came through and seen it. I want to say, I'll praise the Yahweh, Hallelujah, Yahweh, Kad, Shalom. Thank you.